Through political correctness, we can't see life as it may be. That world hidden from you and me. I just laugh and start to sing. Ha 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 ha. It's sideshow infotainment, politicians and news anchors, and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. Oh, that Game of Thrones is what they play. A house of cards just day by day. The voters lose in every way. It's just like I always say. It's sideshow infotainment, politicians and news anchors, and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. Yeah. Joe Biden's got quite the past, with a Chinese balloon all up his ass. It's nothing to worry about so fast. But it's all a joke and I'm just laughing last. It's sideshow infotainment, politicians and news anchors, and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. The most trusted puppet in media is me. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman.
I'll tell you the problem with the scientific power that you're using here. It didn't require any discipline to attain it. You know, you read what others had done, and you took the next step. You didn't earn the knowledge for yourselves, so you don't take any responsibility for it.
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could get as done as they should.
Well. It is about that time. It's about the time that we talk about what we learned today. We learned a lot of things. Of course, we learned about Chinese balloons. We learned that TNT Nate is just spouting conspiracies as usual. We learned that General Xu is tracking him down to make sure that we all know that we know where he's broadcasting and calling in from. And we'll make sure that we get that in the future. Now, some other things that have happened this week. I got some crazy stories here. The first one, here's a good one. Unattractive people are more likely to keep wearing face masks in a post-COVID era, studies suggest. People who consider themselves attractive are less likely to wear face masks. Those who see themselves as less attractive are likely to keep wearing the mask because they think that it improves their looks. Meanwhile, other major analysis found that masks made no difference to infections. I'm going to read that again. Major analysis found masks have made no difference to infections. Attractive people are less likely to keep wearing face masks. Researchers conducted 3 questionnaires asking people about self-perceived attractiveness and mask-wearing intentions in various scenarios. They concluded that young and middle-aged Americans who view themselves as attractive believe wearing a mask hinders the opportunities to deliver a favorable impression to others. At least that's what it says here in the report. So hold on just a second. It seems, well, you know what? I don't have the ability to do that. So, but that's just kind of one of the things that has happened. They concluded that, let's see here. Oh, yeah, it's impressionable to others. On the other hand, people who do not believe themselves attractive buy into the mask attractiveness beliefs that face covering actually enhance their looks. Another thing is that people who went and interviewed at jobs, that was another thing. That was another thing that they did, right? So yeah, well, that was one of the other things that happened. I sit there and I see that the phone's ringing. Unfortunately, there's no way for us to be able to answer the phones. You need to call in during the times that they're supposed to be, the phones are open. So we're going to have to make sure that next time you make sure you reach out and you call during when the show you're allowed to call in. Just a little bit of 411. We can't answer the phones here at the end of the show. But here's an interesting story. Man files $2.3 million lawsuit against him because woman says that he put him in the friend zone. A man from Singapore has filed a $2.3 million lawsuit against a woman who he said has caused him trauma when she apparently friend zoned him. The man in the case has been identified as a drone racing executive who filed the lawsuit after she rejected his advances and prompted sustained trauma and reductions in his earning capacity. He filed a separate case in Singapore's magistrate court last month, but it was struck down due to an alleged abuse of the process. Women's lawyers have said that he ordered to pay her legal costs in the case, which sought approximately $17,000. In a statement on the matter, women's rights and gender equality advocacy groups blasted the lawsuit. Women do not owe men their time or attention, much less friendship, love, and sexual activity or emotional labor. Said the state. Attempting to demand or coerce these things via legal means or otherwise can constitute harassment. Well, it's kind of interesting because you sit there and you think about the fact that people always get put in the friend zone. I'm in the friend zone. I'm in the friend zone. Well, this guy was so upset. He was so butthurt about it. He didn't go to Google. He didn't type in the word butthurt report, which is what you need to do if you ever get upset with anything that I say. Just go to Google, type in the word butthurt report, fill it out, send it to me, and I might actually use it as toilet paper. But no, that's not what he did. He actually took her to court. He took her to court because she put him in the friend zone. You imagine that? I mean, that's pretty interesting. Another thing is my watch thinks I'm dead. On a recent sunny afternoon, blah, 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 researchers, dispatchers. Oh, okay, here it goes. Apple needs to put in their own call center if they want it. Basically, call centers have alerted Apple on the issue that people are getting, that 911 is being called. 911 is being called. So yeah, emergency calls, September devices, Apple Watches is coming with a technology is meant to detect car crashes and alert 911 dispatchers. 911 is being called by people's Apple's watches, which is very interesting. Pretty wild and actually absurd. So I'm going to do something that I normally don't do. I see that the phone line is blasting off. So I'm going to go take this call real quick. Hold on, let me see here. Hold on just a moment. Let's see if I can gather myself to grab this phone call. Nope, we can't do it. Nope, not able to. Gonna have to push it to next week. Well, I thought I was going to be able to do it. So anyways, while I can't sit there and answer the phone at the moment, one of the things that I can do is that, are we going to try? We're going to try to do it? Caller, you're live here with the most trusted puppet in media reporting since Roswell. State your name. Where are you calling from? Oh my gosh, it's Flex. Flex, listen, I gotta go. I know you're calling here to harass me because it is this, but it's that time of the morning where I gotta sit there and run. And I know that you have something up your sleeve, but I want you to know that I have your number, Flex. I do have your number, but I can't speak too long. But what do you want to say here?
I just want you to know that I'm still down here twiddling my fingers, waiting on your sweet pink cheeks to pay me a visit.
My sweet pink cheeks are not going to visit you. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, I think that you've been sent here by Lord Blanket. And I don't want to hear about any of this stuff, but I want you to know that I have your number, Flex. I really do have your number. But you know what? You're not going to see my sweet cheeks anytime soon. But I'll tell you what, if you want to sit there and talk to me in more depth, I want you to do that next week sometime. But you know what? As far as waiting for me, you're just going to have to keep waiting and waiting because you do not have my number, even though you say that you have my number and you're waiting for me. Flex, you have a wonderful weekend, okay?
You pretty
Oh, whatever. That's Flex. Oh my goodness gracious. Flex the ghost. You know what? People want to say that ghosts aren't real. Ghosts are real. They are real. Ghosts are real. Aliens are real. No, aliens are not real, but ghosts are real. I don't know. It's all something that's crazy. It's all out there. And there goes Flex sitting there. He wants to see my pink cheeks. They're nice and rosy, by the way. They are nice and rosy. Cannot stand it. Man, Ghost. Ooh, Ghost freaked me out. Man, they freaked me out. Anyways, once again, guys, we will be back next week, of course, here for the only radio show dedicated to the magic of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real puppet. Follow me at Sam Newsman on Instagram, at Sam Newsman on Twitter, at Sam Newsman on Facebook, Sam Newsman on YouTube, and also, of course, TikTok, where we have over 3,500 followers. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back next week. Once again, here for the only radio show dedicated to the magic. The radio stream is robotic. Well, it's probably because I had some kind of interference coming in. Anyways, I see everybody down in the chat. So if it is spazzing out, that's not my fault. It's Flex the Ghost. It's all Flex's fault. See, I knew this would happen. Now I'm going to be freaked out and have nightmares. Anyways, at Sam Newsman across social media, I will see all of you guys next week. Once again, download the Live 365 app so you can hear the theme songs and the music and Citizen Germ's bit here coming up in just a moment. Here on the only radio show dedicated to the magic and nostalgia of Saturday morning, hosted by me, a real puppet, from the most trusted puppet in media. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday morning.